none of the houses on River Oaks would be affected. Every house is one car lane in between to get to their car, their garage and all that. So there's really no exit that you won't be affected on the River Oaks side. I mean on the long side. Everyone, because these these houses are set so far or so close together that it'd be really difficult. And to tell you the truth, people are scared from people seeing all their stuff and what they do every day, and it's just something you got to be aware of.
Well, that's for tonight though. Just as far as the
alcohol
discussion with the alcohol, you don't have it.
Sell them some alcohol.
Okay, so let's like I said, we'll have it won't just be the two of y'all discussing. The site plan, whenever it comes up, it'll be a public meeting like this, so you'll still have a chance. If for some reason you're not happy with it, we'll still give you a chance to speak like
Should I be on a mailing list?
Yeah, we
What's
did, yeah.
going on with this product?
You should get a notice, you're looking at 200.
Oh, we got a notice, like, last Monday, oops, I missed it.
Well, that's just so it goes, the SUP goes, first it goes before the planning and zoning and then the council. So even if you missed that first planning and zoning meeting, you will still have the opportunity to come to the council meeting tonight, so.
Well, they didn't even send another thing that was going on, yeah, another notice.
I think the first notice should have mentioned.
Notice has both.
The first notice
Just one notice.
mentions both meetings though, it mentions.
Oh, it did,
Yeah.
and we kept it,
Yeah.
and I'm here today.
Okay, so, I think, so as far as the alcohol though, that's on the agenda for tonight, you don't have an objection?
I don't.
And so, okay, so we'll, like I said, the two of y'all get together and then you'll have an opportunity to weigh in when the site plan comes up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have a business card that I might have?
Not right now, we can exchange numbers, I can give you my phone number.
Thank you.
And, if you want, I can meet you after the meeting.
You can write on the piece of paper
Sure.
right here. Thank you.
All right, thank you all. Are there, thank you. Are there any other comments for this, public hearing?
So, Mr. Leal, if, we've been through some preliminary, it's been referenced really with car wash and then moving forward. Can you give us an idea if this is approved, your level of certainty that you will move forward is question number one. And question number two is, once you were to begin building, do you have an approximate time frame when you could be completed on?
So, approximate time, I'm thinking of, if I start in January, because of the holidays, I won't be able to get the labor to work on this. But within a couple of weeks, I secured the demolition permit, and I'm going to be demoing this building probably next week or next week. But I didn't get, so within 6 months, this building going to be completed, the whole project. And the first question I didn't catch, what was
Yeah,
it?
if this is approved, what's your percentage certainty that you'll move forward with the project?
It's 120%.
Yeah, better than 100.
Because I already invested a lot of money in it, so I have to move forward. I'm not a big corporation where one can spend money and think that that's not going to work out. So I have to make it work.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate you coming. Are there any other comments for this public hearing? With that, we will close the public hearing at 7:33. We'll now move to item number 10, which is action from public hearing to consider approval of the application for a specific use permit at 4710 River Oaks Boulevard as requested by Jolly Dreams Corporation for the sale of alcoholic beverages, beer and wine in accordance with 23A G3J for off-premise consumption, zone case SUP 2020-0006.
I'll make a motion that we approve specific use permit at 4710 River Oaks Boulevard. Second. Can you read all of that motion, sir? I thought since he just did. Requested by Jolly Dreams Corporation for estate sale of alcoholic beverages, beer and wine in accordance with section 23A.G.3.J for off-premise consumption pursuant to zoning ordinance 1286-2020 as adopted and as amended, providing that the following stipulations are complied with. So I need to go through all those two?
Yes, sir, that's the main part.
Contingents on obtaining site plan approval pursuant to section 25 of the River Oaks zoning ordinance, and contingent on completing the construction of the convenience store in accordance with the 2015 International Building Code as adopted and amended, and final approval on a commercial certificate of occupancy in order to open the business, and must meet all TABC permitting requirements for alcoholic beverage sales, beer and wine.
Second. Bill. We have a motion and a second to approve the SUP with the stated conditions. Are there any further comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll now move to item number 11, which is to consider approval of ordinance 1298-2020, amending Article A02, Schedule of Fees and Charges, specifically in Section A02001, to establish generally subsection B, building permit fees in connection with the construction or improvement of residential and commercial dwellings, Section A02002, registration of contractors generally, specifically in 6, roofing contractors, F, exemptions of the River Oaks Code of Ordinances as amended.
Okay, I got Melanie to get some cities that are similar to our size and look at their permits. As I told everybody when we adopted this and the state law came in that we had to do residential by square footage, we were going to probably find out that there were some that was too high and some that were too low. And so we've had a little over a year to work through this, and we have come up with what we feel like is middle of the ground with every other city that we have compared to. Some of our construction fees are about middle of the road. They're not the highest, but they're not the lowest either. But we had some things like siding, drive approaches, flat work, fences, things like that, that doing it by the square footage just brought in outrageous fees. So we went back, we ran through those and came up with what we have put in here, like for siding is $125 now. We had one lady that ended up paying over $600 based off square footage. But now it's going to be a $125 flat fee up to 1,500 square feet, and then it's like 2 cents a square foot thereafter, which is more reasonable and also covers all of our costs that we incur doing the inspections. We did change the base rate on, minimum rate, on residential from the $34 to $35. That was the only change we made on that. We did add in, we didn't have anything for saunas or hot tubs. We did put a fee in for those. Also, our swimming pool fees were extremely lower than everybody else's. So again, we upped it somewhat. I went through the tap fees, which we haven't done in years, and adjusted our water tap fees up to where we can recover our costs, because meters have gone way up. And that's also included in here. The only thing in the roofing, we changed nothing to do with the contractor registration or anything like that. All we did was homeowners that want to get a roofing permit, they're not contractors, just to do their house, and they'll pay a flat fee. And we also have a square footage limit on it, but basically most every roof will be around $50, but that's only for homeowners. And of course, contractors, they pay